Henshin a go-go, baby. What's good, guys? Yoku here and Reddit. Once again, all right, something was sent to me while we're streaming here, and chat's talking about loving Deep Face and Damon Salvatore right now because I might have said some stuff. You know, it is what it is. You're not gonna know what it is because you got to be in the stream to see that. But regardless of that fact, you guys know how I talk about how I don't like Astra. I hate Astra. I think Astra is the worst thing to happen to Zenless Zones.
No, I love bro, I love Astra, bro. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Yo, can we get this for the clip channel? Yeah, how many can we get this for the clip channel? Why?
You know, since the dawn of
what
time,
did you do?
Okay, I'm gonna just be honest. Now, but, before anybody comes after my throat, I understand Astra is the best thing for players since sliced bread. Now, Io, why don't you like Astra? Why do you always say Astra's bad for the game? The reason I say Astra is bad for the game is simply because of the fact that Astra allowed something that should not have existed. And she did a couple different things, to be fair. One of the key things that affected all players, even though they didn't realize it at the time, was that Astra elevated the game, like power scaling wise, or power ceiling, if you will, right? Astra allowed everything to completely go bonkers and broken. Now, the combination of Astra and Miyabi at the time that they released dramatically increased what the actual power ceiling or the availability for this power was, right?
So this was the Remembrance flagship, right? This is Zenless Zone Zero's Remembrance flagship back in those days, all right? So that's basically the equivalent.
Astra's ability alone, her kit, is very similar to characters in other gacha games.
Sorry. It's more so Akron. Yeah, it's more so Akron. Yeah, it's like the first big jump from like the old Zenless Zone units and then like 1.4 people. It's like, oh my god, it's more so
Anna, Robin, which Robin isn't so much an issue, but Robin as a concept was an issue. And then we got Astra, which again, if you don't play Star Rail, I'll explain. What Robin does in Honkai Star Rail is she presses her skill, she's inactive, she pops her ultimate or whatever, and then she gives you a huge power boost plus an advance forward, which moves your—
Why is your Aventurine in slot 1? You fuck! I'm just kidding.
Characters up on the action bar. She does all of this stuff with the single click of a button, and then she removes herself from the field, right? So like she's inactive, you can't control her, she doesn't do anything else, but she still provides benefits to your team. Energy, extra damage.
Bro, I know for a fact this is probably from like the 19th century or some shit, because if I saw a single elite die to a 97,000 HP can deal 10% of Rose max HP. Bro, this shit from the 19th century, bro. There's no way this shit is gonna fly in real life nowadays.
Extra damage,
I dare you to try this shit now. It's like, oh my god, bro. You'll be lucky to do more than 1% of Rose max HP.
In an active game, how would you do something like that? Insert Astra. Astra came into Zenless Zone Zero, and she basically did the exact same thing that Robin did. Funny that they're both singers. She did the exact same thing Robin did, but now in an active game, there is no drawback. Astra never has to get hit. She's always on the field. She's always active. She's always giving you the buff. And on top of that, she introduced quick assist function, which quick assist by itself is okay. Like the actual action of quick assist from Astra, the abuse of it is okay. That's not the problem. It's the combination of that plus everything else that has created the problem. So moving beyond that point, now we get into how does this affect the player? It allowed the player to essentially go into a full-on, you know what? Actually, Infernal just said it in a very simple manner. I don't have to over-explain. She dumbed down the player base. That's the most simple way you can say it. How did Astra dumb down the player base? That's insulting to the players. No, it's not. Please listen instead of taking offense. And then
EO just called me dumb, and now I'm very, very sad. And I'm gonna make a 3,000 word Google page document canceling EO. Yep, he's over. He's done, by the way. Yeah, he just called me dumb. I am kidding. Holy shit,
even though that's not really offensive, but whatever. She allowed players to essentially turn their brains off for almost any team. At that time, she allowed you to turn off your brain for every team. Every single team during 1.4 through 1.6, you could just turn your brain off. It wasn't until Mono Ice started to get a huge resurgence with Miyabi in particular, Lycon, and then Sokaku, that players were like, wait a minute, turn brain back on, because there was no use of Astra. And so then more teams started to get discovered because more players were like, wait a minute, are there other teams that could perform just as strong as Mono Ice, but do effectively something similar, if not on their own right? And this is where more players started to turn their brain off. Astra allowed anybody to turn their brain off. To this day, you can just turn your brain off with Astra. The power isn't there anymore, or rather the power is there, but the HP inflation and stuff like that kind of, you know, detract.
So Mono Ice is Zenless Zone Zero's Is Zenless Zone Zero's a Nexa E0 S0 0 cycle with 0 cost RMC? And then you do that shit. Okay, 1 cost a Nexa. So that is the equivalent if you play Mono Eyes, right? Okay.
Strong it is or was compared to back then, right? So she did that for the player base. For the game, as I said, her plus the combination of Miyabi.
Remembrance also basically Mibaba Astra.
Yeah, as a result of that, guess what? HP inflation. Yay! The thing that everybody always complains about.
I love HP inflation, bro. Okay, check here, man. You know why HP inflation is the greatest thing that happened in a Gacha game? Listen, chat, listen and listen well, right? Without HP inflation, how will I get the satisfaction of looking at, like, I don't know, like 5 million damage on the screen, bro? Because, like, before HP inflation, right, the enemies dying like, what, 500k? Bro, that's so low, bro. I want to see big numbers. I want to see damage per screenshot. I want to see 10 billion damage on screen. So, like, HP inflation literally makes my... Yeah, it makes me hard. Oh, what?
Or resistances, or being able to not be affected by certain things, having more defense, having different invul phases, if you will, right? Completely avoiding you or faking you out, being more parry-centric to de-incentivize players from playing hyper carry to like 2 supports that can't physically parry, and then 1 character that can parry, which is usually your main DPS, right? The game shifted to try and counter the damage that was already done. Now, again, this is something that I've talked about for months. I've talked about this since Astra came out. I'll even pull it up here in one of my videos. Not that one, that's not the one we're talking about just yet. That's a whole different video. But I'll even pull it up here in one of my videos where I go on to mention that Astra was the best, worst thing to happen to the game. 10 months ago, I tried to warn the community, and it got around, right? This is back during my peak when I'm getting views. Okay, a future problem, question mark. Astra was the best, worst thing that happened to Zenless Zone Zero, this video right here. And I was right. I said it back then. I talked about why. I explained it over and over and over and over again. And the ultimate moral of the story or resolution, right?
Yo,
to that thing was that you might have heard me say with Pride when you reduce the level or amount of information that a player can learn, when you take that away from them, you oversimplify things so that they don't have to learn it. You remove their incentive to go out of their way to learn something. When you do that, you dumb the player base down. You make it so that it'll never cross their mind to do it. So in the event that they need to turn their brain on, they need to think, how do I get out of this scenario? Damn, this thing is really stopping me from doing something. How do I deal with that? They don't know how to deal with it, and they don't know how to find the answer. This is what's currently happening with the entire Zenless Zone Zero player base. Maybe I should say the majority of the Zenless Zone Zero player base. So now that we've explained that, and I'm sure you guys have seen some examples of what's going on with everything happening here, I want to bring you to this Reddit thread that was sent to me. So a little bit older, it's gotten its traction. It's pretty much done. I do believe the mods might have turned it off, right? So no more comments. I don't know. But here we are. Miyabi/Ishwin have made me a worse player. Hi all, long time player here. I've owned Miyabi and Ishwin since their releases and have built premium teams for both of them. I thoroughly enjoy them both, but I decided I wanted to build a new team, particularly an Aftershock team centered around Sanvi. After trying the team, I realized how bad at the game I am, in large part to the sheer bullshit I can get away with using the Void Hunter level characters. I couldn't even get a basic attack string off because I've forgotten how to dodge. Incoming attack, I'll just parry with Ishwin. They're talking about her, you know, her EX skill or her orbs, the things that you can with without having to like let go of the character, right? I don't want to dodge that. Oh, I'll just charge attack or basic attack spam with Miyabi, taking advantage, abusing her iframes, so on and so forth. This isn't really a rant, just a realization that I'm hyper carried by those two in particular. Now, the very first thing, right? The very first comment, because I was getting ready to talk about it. I'm just right here. That's how I feel about Astra with her quick assist. I actually forgot I could switch back manually, so kept using Panda basic attack until I got the energy to switch into Ishwin. I did this for like a week before my brain registered that I could press the assist button at any time. I'm not going to go through this thread and like harp on anybody. I'm not harping on Space Drive because that's not my intention at all. I'm quite literally only using this Reddit thread and like y'all even say Serra, and you guys are free to like scroll through it. Wait,
was that part of the video or like was that my chat? Was that his chat?
Like let go of the about gonna go through this thread and like harp on anybody. I'm not
Wait,
harping
where the
on
fuck
Space
did the
Dry 'cause
Serra
that's
even
not my
come from?
intention
What
at
the
all.
fuck?
I'm
Okay,
quite literally only using this Reddit thread and like the comment here, and you guys are free to like scroll through it if you want to, right? But I'm using this to further prove my point and validate what I've been trying to talk about for the longest time, right? A lot of people in the space tend to think differently of me, and they think that I'm like, woohoo, right? I'm just like spouting nonsense, but I'm not. A lot of my content, a lot of what I try and explain to the player with or without me having to show you these things, and I'll talk about the showing thing in a little bit here. But a lot of what I'm trying to get the player to do is expand or open their third eye, right? If you can think for yourself in these games, or at least
third eye of
enough to
bro, I will fucking do the Yi Xuan Qingming sword, or bro, I will activate my hidden potential and I fucking Honkai up with that shit, bro. Holy shit, my third eye in Zenless Zone Zero, bro.
Be able to figure out or find, search
bro
for
is
the answer,
absolutely
ask
cooking.
specific questions.
Bro
You
is a
are
poet.
in a significantly better position than somebody, a player who cannot. A player who cannot think for themselves, a player who cannot think outside of the box or look for answers, right? It doesn't mean that you find the answer on your own, but it means that you're able to look, you're able to ask specific questions that will get you as close to the answer you want as possible. A player that's able to do that is a much stronger player in the long game. I brought up Astra, Fallen Moon, brought up Astra. We talk about Miyabi and Ishwin and why these characters are what they are. They are essentially like one woman.
Kara cancel. I summoned my third eye in Zenless
armies to be able to do so much, right? They allow the player to do whatever. I'm going to bring this back to something that I talked about since Star Rail, and I said that hyper carry as a team concept, it's bad for the lower level player and it's okay at the top, right? Like it's good at the top because you can do whatever you want. It's power. But it's bad for the lower level player because this team doesn't teach them how to play the game. This team doesn't teach them how to team build. This team doesn't teach them how to be met with an issue and then figure out a solution or a problem or whatever, right? It doesn't teach them what they need to know as they level up. As they get into end game, it doesn't teach them what they need. What's a good example of that? I don't like double ether. I hate it in Zenless Zone Zero. I love the characters. It has its uses. It's strong. I don't like it in this game. What is double ether? Anything, any DPS plus Nicole and Astra. I hate it. I don't like Yuzuha and Astra plus a DPS. I don't like most supports, right?
Okay, just want to like quickly touch on the HSR thing, right? I think HSR is not really that good of that. I think this would have been a really good example if you used like League of Legends. Yep, League player. Like for example, if you want a free LP, yeah, fucking just play Mel mid or like Mel support, right? And then you can just get everything done. Yeah, you can close your eyes and fucking baby can play the game for you if you play Mel. But like if you actually want to play like proper skill seeding champions, right? Learn jungle, right? Literally try jungling with 3 losing lanes, and you have more. Like it doesn't matter if the jungler role is more difficult. Doesn't really matter. But there's a reason why junglers are like the highest impact in the entire game of League, right? So I think that would have been like a way better example. HSR is like at the end of the day, the next version, if MiHoYo decides, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm gonna come out with Super Break, then it didn't want to do. There's nothing you could have learned to help you get adjusted to Super Break, right? There's nothing you could have learned to help you get adjusted to Remembrance Flagship. Because it is just like a fucking gacha game, right? So not that good of an example, especially for HSR, because the HSR is like, you know, and I want
to hyper carries slapped together, or 2
man,
supports, powerful supports slapped together, and then 1 DPS character. Because most players who are using these teams have zero idea what they're actually doing, and instead they're taking advantage of the fact that they can just mash, as we see here, with 1 DPS character, Miyabi or Ishwin. And a lot of, at least back in the past, I haven't seen any videos recently that do this, so I don't really know any updated opinions, but I do know some of the opinions from my peers back then where they would promote this, where it's like, yo, you should be playing hyper carry, you should only play hyper carry, or you should only be like invested in the hyper carry because it's the best thing to play because damage. But as we've seen, and it continues to be proven true, right? That in a game like Zenless Zone Zero, that is constantly changing for better or worse and making players rethink or second guess decisions. You know, the players that aren't having this issue, the ones that are able to adapt, the ones that are able to look towards a little bit more of the future for their plans, the ones that are able to, hey, I've been met with this wall, have a couple ideas, let me go test it, let me figure out an answer, and then I'll get back to you. Boom, post a YouTube video about how I beat this thing. These are the type of players who are turning their brains on, thinking outside of the box, that aren't suffering the same issues that somebody else is, where like, hey man, I can't beat this thing with only anomaly. or I can't beat this thing with the current team that I have. My team is the correct type element versus this boss, but I still can't clear more than 20k in Deadly Assault, or I can't clear my 2.5 minutes in Shiyu defense. It's too difficult. I don't understand the matchup. I don't understand, like, how come I can't beat Armored Haiti, or how come I can't beat Tepis, right? Boom, boom, boom. I'm not understanding why I'm not doing enough damage. I have the same exact team that X other creator or player has. They're doing 1 million damage with their EX skill. I'm doing 400,000 damage with my EX skill. What's going on? Hey, well, are you playing towards the boss, like the mechanics? Did you parry? Oh, I didn't even know I could parry. I didn't know I was supposed to parry the arms, right? Knowledge. It's a lot of things are knowledge in this game, knowledge checks, right? Before you even get to the skill factor, a lot of the things in the game are knowledge checks. Now, to players' credit, and I talk about this again all the time, game does not do the best job at telling you all this information because the game wants you to learn it and blah, blah, blah. They could easily just tell you some of this shit, okay? Like, we could all admit that. Cool. But you're continuing to play the game. You clearly want to clear it, whether that be for personal gain or satisfaction or polychrome. Your best interest as a player is to figure out or learn how to do it. That's typically what we do over here on this channel, is help you guys understand how to do that. Now, real quick, I want to address something that I just happen to
bro,
see.
okay. Bro, whatever bro, EO's streaming setup is so fucking cool, bro. Like his scene transitions are like so fucking good. Like, whoa, the fucking Matrix, like changing the fucking like landscape. Bro, Mr. Streamer ain't that, is that bop, bop, bop. Is that, bro? I had a really, really cool
Not
transitions.
today. I mean, I saw it today, but it wasn't like in stream or anything like that. Someone mentioned that I provide a lot of theories and concepts and explain how to do something or what options you can do, but I don't do them for you. I don't go on the person's account
negative
and do it for them.
OBS
I
setup.
don't
So he has
load
the
up
cool
the
graphics and shit.
game, take 40 minutes out of my stream time or personal time to do this thing for somebody that I've already given them the answer for. And for that, it's a reason why they don't like my content or they don't like me as a content creator. I'm not that guy. I'm not even gonna say that's Kate, like Kate does that, because he does, but like I'm not that guy. I do not want to be the person that does any work for you. Now, if I choose to do that during an account review, or a lot of people in my chat, like sometimes I'm just super generous, like, yo, give me your account, I'll clear that shit for you right now, because I'm just in the mood to do it, right? I don't mind helping, asking me questions and trying to get the help, or trying to get me to show you something. I will always take time out of my spare time that I can do, right? I will always take spare time out of my day, even if I'm not on stream, to help you learn something that I'm aware of or know in the game. A lot of the times I will sit there and experiment with you. I'm working on the Alexandra. Let me know if you got the timestamps, by the way, but I'm working on an account review. Some of you guys know this from my stream. There's an account review that I did for Alexandra. I think it was like my first big account review, right? And in that account review, guys, how long did we take? 4-6 hours? The VOD is crazy long, just because, and I cleared it. I did what she wanted me to do.
Bro, if I have a 4-hour account review, there can only be one thing, by the way. There's only one thing that can let me do an account review for 4 hours long.
I beat the thing, I cleared it or whatever. I fixed up the account. I did everything, right? We did a whole ass account review.
Oh, and
for,
money,
like,
yeah, and money.
take
Yeah.
care of.
Oh,
I
that
did.
too.
But for the next like 4 or something hours, 6 hours, whatever it was, I was so dedicated to doing this thing that I told her would work. And I couldn't do it at the time because I didn't play the team. So I took my entire time well past my streamer time, my stream schedule, well past it. I took time out of my own schedule, stayed on stream late just to make sure.
Wait, EO plays CZN? Nana MrPokke with a $5 super chat. Wait, EO plays CZN? Did this? Bro, I swear I know no one else that plays CZN except for Genesis. Really? EO plays CZN? Oh, shit. Bro, that's pretty cool.
How do I learn this team? Boom, learn the team. What's the combo? Boom, learn the combo. Cat, what's the rotation? Boom, learn the rotation. And
all
then
right,
I did
just
to prove and show you can do it too. And you know what she did? Logged into her account right after that, or like a day after that. Lickety split, cleared it. I don't know if she was taking notes, but I'm just saying, she did it. That is my job. My job is not to do shit for you, okay? I'm not here to jump on the game and give you whatever. If I give you the concept because it's something that you or other players are struggling with, I might show you something, right? Like I'm working on the Thrall guide just because I took personal interest in that. And I might continue depending on the results of the Thrall guide. Like
the Troll guy. Wait, what is the Troll guy?
My job is not to do shit for you, okay? I'm not here to jump on the game and give you whatever. If I give you the concept because it's something that you
it's a daily assault mouse. Oh, okay. Troll is bro. Oh, bro, I was thinking like, you know, like World of Warcraft. There's like the fucking shaman from like Hearthstone. Then you like summon the totems and shit. Yeah, I know bro was talking about
you
Troll. Okay,
or other players are struggling with, I might show you something, right? Like I'm working on the Thrall guide just because
yeah, bro,
took
I literally
personal,
thought he was like,
interest in
wait,
that, and I
EO
might
plays
continue
Hearthstone
depending on the
without
result of the Thrall
okay, but
guide.
EO,
Like,
bro, I think EO legitimately suits being a shaman, man. Bro, that would be pretty good. Like Overload Shaman, he has that vibe. He has that vibe. Your streamer, back when I was playing Hearthstone, I hard played handlock. I handlocked my way to legend rank. Back in those days.
positively or negatively it's received. I might continue with some more boss guides, right? But I'm doing that out of my own volition, my own time and consideration, my own interest. Outside of that, if I give somebody information like, yo, you could beat Thrall with, I'm gonna make up something, just
that would be some shit.
You could beat Thrall with main DPS Pulchra or main DPS Caesar, Stunner Pulchra, and Astra, right? Just whatever, something crazy. If I give somebody that the ability, like you can do this thing and here's like the resources and information backed up as to how you can do it, I'm not doing it for you.
I'm pretty sure you can't get.
I don't have to clear that. I don't care to clear that. I've already cleared it. You want to clear it that way, so you go do the work. But if you ask me for help on how to get to that point, that's my job. I will do that. I don't mind. Just clear the boss for me. You know what, guys? Chaotic is a perfect example of a stupid. Nah, he's cool, man. That's my boy. My boy's
nah, I've
cool.
never
but
tried.
Y'all get what I'm saying, right? That's like the moral of that point. I've already talked about the worst player thing and whatnot. I just wanted to address that. I saw the comment. It rubbed me the wrong way a little bit because I'm like, that's really like not a thing for me, right?
Bro,
and
EO
again,
should
really
honestly make a video about Serra, bro. Like, bro, I wish EO made a video about Serra. Cause bro, his discussion with Serra on like Twitter is like peak content, bro. This is like such peak fucking content. I would love to see EO and Serra go on a debate. Because this is going on a clip channel, right? If EO ever stumbles upon this on a clip channel, please have a debate with Serra. Because like I will be very, very surprised to kind of see like how like Serra's the rank 1 Zenless Zone 0 enjoyer, how Serra's perspective can change after talking with EO, which is basically at this point of the Zenless Zone 0 guy, right? So that would be very, very interesting.
Say it in the way of like, hey, if you had a coach, you're playing sports, and your coach tells you, yo, man, I really know that you can run like a 4.5, right? For whatever you got going on. Like I know you can dunk. I know if you put a little bit more work into it, you like do a 1-2 and then like you really just jump up there. I know you can get that rim. Your coach's job is not to get on the court and then do the dunk for you. You know what I mean? Like he can show you what to do to get there, but your job, you want to get that dunk. Your coach is not the one that's on the court during the game night, right? When it matters, your coach is not going to sub in, pass me the rock, and then boom, 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 boom. Like he's not doing that. That's your job, bro. The same thing with Zenless, right? Your job, your account, hey man, I really want to beat Thrall. I really want to beat Marionettes. I really want to fight Bringer with Ellen. And I know it's possible, but like, what do I do? Oh, well, if you want to fight it with these particular restrictions or limitations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are your options. Here's some resources that I found that I know about. And then this person is the Ellen main. So you could probably go ask them like what you might be able to do. And like, here's what I know about Ellen that could help you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but I can't trust you because you didn't do it. You didn't do it for me. We're gonna have a rough time. But that's it. I just wanted to clear that up. Another video where I'm really not going to ask you guys like to let me know how you feel about it, because it is what it is, you know. I just
what you know what I'm saying? All right, yo, Mr. Choki's 2 cents. I think a lot of what bro is trying to say, I feel like it would actually be like way more appropriate if he's actually talking about a fighting game, like a real fighting game. I think that's because EO is also a fighting game player, right? But I feel like a lot of these things, when it comes to like gacha games, it doesn't really stick. Because if a unit comes out to make the player base like more casual friendly, right? Like why Astra Yao made it like way more straightforward with like but everything. And then if you wanted to play like the non-casual unit, let's just say for example Ban Yue, right? Let's just say like Ban Yue is an equivalency of like the tier 0.5 if you really know how to play him. I think it's fine. Cause like at the end of the day, gacha games are just not that deep. You know, like you if you wanted to have a chill game, like let's just say me, right? I want to play Zenless Zone 0 by turning my brain off and and I should be able to do that. Right, I should be able to do that. And like if I can't get like let's just say the highest possible scores, then so be it. Because it's just not that deep, right? And some units being like more casual friendly at the end of the day, I think it's genuinely good for the community because they are fundamentally different target audiences. Because people that would want to spend time, right? Okay, just before it, right? If you're somebody that wants to spend time getting better at a game to like this degree of like lockdown, for example, I think the little what you call it, the rename example, right? I keep calling about this rename example, but like if you're somebody that's willing to spend that amount of time on a gacha game, I feel like you're probably not really the target audience of most gacha games. Because I think gacha game target audiences, they are intentionally meant for a viewer to exchange their money for convenience. That is like all what gacha games does, right? It is one of the only things in like modern gaming sphere where you can literally like pay to win your way through. And that is like what makes a gacha game so goddamn predatory. Because like it is so normalized for people to just like, okay, you know what, I can't clear this, let me just get an E2. Or I can't clear, let me just get an E2. Or let's get a flagship, the S1, and it's 8 costs, but boom, and like you just clear everything. It's been so normalized. But like this is fundamentally their business model. And even if you were to go ahead and like spend your time, let's just say for example, let's just say you mastered Banyue, right? You are like the best Banyue player in the entire world. What's stopping a gacha game company from just coming out with another like the equivalency of YSG in like version 3 or like version 4? Because like it would just keep rinse and repeating, right? Whereas like on the flip side, if this was a real like competitive element, like esports kind of fighting games, fucking League of Legends, where your efforts within that game itself actually translate to something that can't just be, okay, you know what, next patch, you just get an E2 Void Hunter, you just clear everything. It doesn't work. Like your skills actually matter a lot more. In like games like Zenless, Zone Zero, like in like HSR, Wuthering, all that kind of stuff, you could get better at the game, right? You could be an elitist, right? You could be a zero cycler. You could be getting ego 4 on all your sets. You can get a sub 1 minute clear and shield defense. But I don't think it's that big of a deal if the audience, right, the viewers, the real casuals of the community, if they don't want to be an elitist, then so be it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if someone else can't get to the caliber, and it shouldn't be an expectation for someone to play a gacha game. Like, okay, you know, I want to be really, okay, not the best of the best, but like, I want to play units outside from Astra, like the mono eyes and everything. And if I don't spend my time learning these kind of different teams, then it's kind of like, you know, I am not putting time into the gacha game. But it's like, one of the reasons why people don't want to put time in the gacha game is because precisely why it is a gacha game. And there is a very fine line between the difference of like, okay, you know what, as a gacha game itself, what form of entertainment are you offering to the consumer, right? To the target demographic? Because like for real esports games, they know for a fact that those players will be slamming all in, right? They know that they will practice their Yasuo Mastery 7, Mastery 500 Yasuos. They will do it for free, bro. It is a free game, but they will still do it. Why? Because there is the built-in competitive element, right? But like this target demographic, whether be it for like League, for like Valorant, right? For like for fighting games, right? Where can you get good at this unit? Even if that unit is not meta, right? Let's just say Yasuo is not meta, but if Mastery 7 real top Yasuo players, they can still do some crazy ass fucking cool shit. Even if Yasuo is not as fast here, right? But it just doesn't really translate in a gacha game. Cause like, if you don't want to be the guy that mains Yasuo, you shouldn't have to pick up Yasuo. That is like the best way I can think about it. If you just want to play Mel, right? If you just want to play like, okay, I don't even know what's like meta in League of Legends anymore, but like, you want to play the top champions of that patch, then so be it. And if by next patch, you start to feel like the pressure, right? You start, oh my God, you can't clear as hard anymore, then that is kind of just like, what is the life cycle of all gacha games? Because it's just the same thing, bro. Like, in every single patch, there will be a Void Hunter, there will be a flagship, there will be whatever raid up is going to be, and then they will keep changing and changing and changing, right? That if you as a player are going to be like, okay, you know what? I either swiped the money or I swipe the time to learn the game. Which is, the fundamental thing is just, if you are a casual player, right? If you are a casual player, where is MrPokke's words of wisdom right here? There we go, right? If you are a casual player, and I agree with you on this, right? If you are a casual player, expect casual results. But I wouldn't take it such that a casual player should strive to be an elite player. It should be okay being a casual. It's just be a little bit more like 现实, right? Like be a little bit more realistic. If you're not gonna be spending time, then add that want to do. But you don't have to force yourself to be like, okay, I'm gonna learn mono ice. I'm gonna learn Banyue. Like it's unnecessary. Because at the end of the day, it is a fucking gacha game, right? So that is gonna be MrPokke's 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm gonna come back into our 300,000 MrPokke secret special formula. Oh, we have a bit of changes. Okay, and as the Zenless Zone 0 tourist, I will be personally witnessing the development of Serra's tier list with regards to the Zenless Zone 0 DPS, right? Okay, see you guys on the Crypto channel. Bye. You have cooled your last cool, my man.